a little bit delayed, but we are ready for some badminton action here at Gordon Kerkman Gymnasium on the campus of West Aurora High School alongside my partner Eric Willowhite. My name is Aaron Shellen, and we have some badminton action for you here this afternoon, singles and doubles. We are a little delayed, I'd say by about I don't know, about an hour and 13 minutes, Eric. Initially, this was supposed to get going at 4 p.m. today, but a bit of a delay on the part of Joliet West showing up. But the Tigers are here and ready to go. So we've got 5 doubles matches that are going to take place first, followed by 10 singles matches. And we will do our best to bring you action for every single one of them as both teams are starting kind of to get set up here and get warmed up and ready to go. So this is my first experience with calling badminton. Eric, you were here last week for your first go-round.
I'm the veteran of a hole one match, so I'll be able to talk to you about what's going on
you'll
here.
You'll be able to give me the ins and outs of what's happening here on the court, huh?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's actually it was a fun experience when I got to do it last time, and it was a learning experience too.
Yep.
As this is a new sport for Stream Sports Midwest to broadcast, and we kind of have to learn how do you broadcast badminton. So we got the opportunity to do that. For this match, we've been provided the pairings for both the doubles and the singles. Now, we'll get you through the doubles. The singles, though, they take courts as they become vacant. So Aaron and I just have to kind of be focusing on who's on the court for West Aurora, so we know which pairing it is for singles when that starts, because it's kind of going to be grab a court you can find and get out there.
Right. So the way this works is we've got the varsity matches will be here on the four courts in front of us. On the far side is going to be junior varsity, and as I mentioned, there are 5 doubles matches that are going to be taking place first. So you can't fit 5 matches into 4 courts, so we're going to have the number 5 pairing, the number 4 pairing, the number 3 pairing, and the number 2 pairing kind of getting us started. And then whichever one of those finishes first, the number 1 pairing will step into that court and will play their doubles match. And then from there, as those double matches finish, if both singles players are not currently in a doubles match, then they can come in and play. So there's going to be a lot of moving parts, because you're going to have everybody who's in a doubles match is also a singles player. So if their doubles match isn't over, they obviously can't start their singles match yet. So you could see, we might not be starting with the 10 pairing on the first singles match. We might be starting with the 6th, depending on which doubles matches end first. So
why don't we go? We can get a quick rundown of who's on the doubles courts at least. We'll call the court to our left, court 1. And then the far right will be court 4, so we can go over the pairings if you want.
So on court 1 will be the number 5 pairing for the Blackhawks, Jen Castillo and Kaylee Wallace. They will be facing Fear and Gal for Joliet West. They're down to our far left. On the court 2, or your second court from the left, will be the number 4 team of Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral. They will be facing off against Price and Vidales for the Tigers. On court number 3, or the third court from the left, will be Samantha Einseidel and Sarah Ochoa Sanchez. They will be facing off against Consalvo and Sunday. You notice I'm not mentioning first names for Joliet West. It's because we don't have them. So you get last names for Joliet West. And finally, down on court number 4, all the way to our right, that is the number 2 team of Lilia and Sophia Medina facing off against Sebring and Collins. And then again, once one of those courts free up, the number 1 pairing of Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne will come out to face Williams and Craven. So whichever one of these matches ends first, the number 1 pairing will step in. So let's stay down here on court number 4 with Lilia and Sophia Medina against Sebring and Collins for a couple minutes, and we'll get started here.
Yeah, they're already up and ready to go, obviously with a delay, so a little abbreviated warm-up, and we're underway.
Nice little drop shot there right off the bat by West Aurora. So play till 21, and they will switch sides at the end of each set. So when we see kind of the red on the right and yellow on the left, we know that the set is over as that shot goes out of bounds. So again, we don't have updated scores here. We're not going to have live scoring here for you. But what we are going to try to do is once the double matches are over, we're going to try to head down and get the final scores for each of the double matches as the singles matches are going on, and then we'll try to get you single scores as those games are in progress. A pretty good rally here. That one is long for Joliet West, so point for the Blackhawks.
Now I know Sophia's Medina's closest to us, so of course, for right now.
Sisters Lilia and Sophia Medina on the far court. Nice little drop shot off the end of the racket for Joliet West. So again, trying to keep scoring in your head is almost impossible, but it appears as though Lilia and Sophia are getting off to a pretty quick start here.
Shuttle in the net. Tradition unlike any other.
One of the things I find most interesting about this sport compared to really, I don't know, any other high school sport is they really play this game on the honor system. There are no referees. There are no officials. There are no coaches. You have 2 players on one side, 2 players on the other side, and they determine whether the shuttle was in, whether it was out, whether it hit the net, whether it was long. It's you just don't see this in any other sport.
And sometimes, because they're playing, like the last broadcast I did, there were some lengthy discussions over where the serve box was on the lap, what the point is, things like that, and whether it was out. So you're right. I mean, it has to be self-adjudicated.
Yep. But again, it looks like Lilia and Sophia off to a pretty hot start here. They still have the serve. They've been serving this entire time. And they get another point there.
Yeah, people might be wondering, how do you just fan on a shot? This is not easy. The judging the high ones like this, you're going to see, and that's going to be happening on both sides where they just completely fan on a return rally.
Well, imagine sitting in a, to put it in a situation that maybe people might be more comfortable with. Imagine standing in the batter's box expecting a fastball and getting a changeup.
Right.
That shuttle, when it starts to make its way down, it slows way down.
Yeah.
So you want to switch over to court 3 here for a minute? We've watched Lilia and Sophia get off to a pretty hot start down on court 4. So we're going to pan over to court 3, which again is Samantha Einseidel and Sarah Ochoa Sanchez against Consalvo and Sunday. Get some action here on court 3. And we will be panning back and forth throughout the evening here.
Einseidel's on your right and Ochoa Sanchez on your left. And your guess is as good as any for Joliet West.
Well, that was a smash there by Einseidel. And she's the number 1 singles player. So she'll be in that. Again, it all depends on as that shot goes out of bounds. It all depends on when this match ends, when she'll get to play her, or any of them will get to play their singles matches. So have a pretty organized set here for what things are going to look like with the doubles matches, but singles look like it could be kind of organized chaos, so to speak. You take a court as soon as your opponent is available and as soon as you're available, basically is how this is going to work.
And then for serving, they have to serve it on the opposite side, so they have to go diagonally. They can go short, but it just has to be in the grid where the serve is supposed to land.
And I'm seeing so far in both matches, the serves for the most part are going pretty short. As there's a hard hit for West Aurora, point for them. That was Sarah Ochoa Sanchez. And just as I say that, Einseidel serves it long.
Right. See?
And she misses that one, throws her head up in disgust.
And again, she was ready to hammer on that one, but
it looks really, really drastic when you wind up to take a home run cut at something and then just miss. But yeah, as that shot goes wide, yeah, it this is one of those things that just doesn't look easy because you're winding up, and all of a sudden that thing hits its apex and it slows down on the way down, it's just not how you're used to kind of gravity working. Yeah, let's pan over to court 2 here.
Looks like they already finished a set.
No, court 2 started backwards.
They did?
Yeah, they started backwards, and court 2 is Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral against Price and Vidales for Joliet West. Yeah, they started on opposite sides for some reason.
Okay.
We can tell you we do, I believe, have a finished set down on court 4 as they're taking a break here.
Okay.
Point there for the Tigers, Price and Vidales against Contreras and Coral, a couple of juniors teaming up for the Blackhawks. Long serve. Nice save there. Easy point for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, Contreras has that nice tall reach, just kind of tap that in.
Being tall in this game feels like an unfair advantage as that shuttle is coming down to you slowly. So if you can time it right, you could have a lot of those kind of just, bat it straight down kind of things. So Contreras going to have the serve here for the Blackhawks. Again, we're starting about an hour and 15 minutes late as Joliet West was nowhere to be found here initially. It looks like that one hit the line. I don't think going to say. They're talking about it. It's one of those.
Things.
Yep. And if you say so, that's kind of the way this works. That looked close from up here, but Joliet West saying that was a bit long, so that's what we're going to go with. It was a bit long.
Yeah, and it's the back line there, so you see the double set of lines, but it's that far back line, which I guess is why it's called a back line.
Right, the back line.
Yeah.
The line in the back.
Breaking news.
The line in the back would be the back line.
Yeah.
Into the net for the Blackhawks. So this is the only pairing that is two juniors. Court 2, which was Einsiedel and Ochoa Sanchez. Samantha Einsiedel is a senior. The first court, which we'll get to here in a minute, Jen Castillo and Kaylee Wallace. Jen Castillo is a senior. Kaylee Wallace is a junior. Avery and Giselle are the only junior partners.
Yeah, and maybe obviously if you're thinking about longer term, they're both going to be back, and you want them to have some continuity on the doubles side.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get comfortable playing together like in any sport. The more you play with somebody, the more comfortable you are. Let's head on over to court number 1 now, where we have the number 5 pairing of Jen Castillo and Kaylee Wallace against Fier and Gall.
They wrapped up.
And it looks like they wrapped up.
Welcome to my world last time.
Are we done?
No,
I think we just finished the set here.
Break, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
go back to court.
Let's head back over to court number 4 with Lilia and Sophia Medina against Sebring and Collins, and you can see they're on the opposite side now. So the first set is done there. I believe just based on how that set started, you have to think that West took that one. But again, we'll try to get you official scores once these are all done. And I guess you get no better comfort level than playing with your sister, right? So these two, both seniors, I wonder how you get started. You know what I mean? Like I've played badminton like in my backyard and stuff before, but at what point do you decide this is the sport you want to play in high school? And they're probably very comfortable playing with each other.
Well, okay, so were there things like Park District leagues that they played in before they got to high school? Is it just this is the first time they played competitively was high school?
Yeah, that's a good point. And I know that West Aurora has basically every sport you could possibly think of as an event that they put on here. So not a surprise that they have badminton. So West still with the serve here down on court number 4. And I just jinxed them. As Joliet West will get the serve now. That is Sebring and Collins. I couldn't tell you who was who. One is Sebring, the other is Collins.
That's right.
West gets the serve back here, as I believe that's Lilia Medina getting ready to serve. I can see the L on the back of her jersey. A rally right at the net. That one goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and similar to tennis, you're trying to get your opponents moving. You're going short, you're going long. You're just trying to get them in motion to put in your best shot.
You try to get your opponent going one way, and then you can hit it back the other direction.
Yep.
Although it almost feels like it would be harder to do it in this than it would be in tennis, given the shuttle moves far slower on the downturn than a tennis ball does.
That's true.
So you have to be a lot more precise with your placement of your shots here versus in tennis. There's another point for the Medinas. Let's head back over to court number 1 here, Eric. Let's head back over to court number 1, as we haven't given Jen Castillo and Kaylee Wallace their time to shine here, but they're in action. So and just as we say that, they get a point there. So perfect timing. They haven't had a chance live yet, so we'll give them an opportunity.
So I like for Kaylee Wallace, she's down as Wallace Jr. on her shirt. And then her sister, well, unless I'm assuming they're related, Tessa Wallace is just Wallace on the back of her jersey. Or maybe she's Wallace Sr.
Or maybe it's Wallace Jr. as in she's a junior.
Could be.
Could be.
I see the 11. I see what you're doing there.
Just that make it over the net. It did make it just over the net. Nice drop shot by the Blackhawks.
We'll have to wait until the West Aurora number 1 squad, double squad, hits the court to see what Tessa Wallace has on the back.
Says Wallace Senior.
Yeah,
I mean that's what I would hope.
So we have 3 of the 4 matches have moved to the second set. It looks like court 2 is still in set 1, as you mentioned. They started well. There we go.
There we go. Just as you say that, as that the shuttle was off the racket of Giselle Coral, and that's the end of the set. So I believe Joliet West won that set, as they got the last point of the set. So I would assume that means they won.
That's a pretty fair assumption, Aaron.
Fair assumption.
Yeah.
And down here on court 2, you can see both head coaches talking to their respective players in between sets.
Yeah, that's a common theme or a common practice that the coaches do to kind of, regroup, talk about set 1 and what can you do for set 2 to improve, or if you're the victorious pairing, how to maintain, what to look out for.
Yeah, and it's got to be hard for this coaching staff, because it's a 1 or 2 person operation.
Yeah.
In this case, you have to pay attention to your 4 doubles matches, and then you want to keep an eye on your JV players as well. So you need to be able to see everything all at once to be able to help all of your players in between sets. So back down on court number 1. Serve here by Joliet West. Returned by West Aurora and then knocked out of bounds, I believe.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, they say that was in. Okay.
We don't have baseline cam for these.
We don't have a pylon cam to see if it was in or out.
Right.
So again, we're going based off of what they tell us happened out there. Drop shot into the net.
You know what we're going to have to do when we get a few more games under our belt and we're like a bigger operation, we'll get shuttlecock cam.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah,
that would be something.
Yeah,
maybe just get a GoPro and just strap it to a shuttlecock. And I
don't think the thing will ever get off the ground.
Served
a lot of low-scoring games.
Yeah, it certainly would. Drop shot into the net again for Joliet West. So another point for the Blackhawks down here to our left. Serve by Kaylee Wallace is hit back hard, and Jen Castillo under the net. So Joliet West will take the serve. That was a nice drop shot there by Castillo, forcing Joliet West to put that one into the net. So point for the Blackhawks. Another point for the Blackhawks. You almost feel like you either need to position your shot perfectly, or try to put it right into the body where you can't kind of get your extension on your racket to get that ball back out. So you try to get it right into the body of the player on the other side. Joliet West, Fier and Gall down there to our left. Did that go? No, I think that went under the net. It's hard to tell from this angle. It's hard to tell if it went under the net. You'd think it gets stuck in the net, but it almost looked like it went through the net.
Yeah, no, I've been fooled plenty of times, but it's not like a volleyball net where the bottom of the net is stiff.
Right.
It's loose, so sometimes it's hard to see.
Point for the Blackhawks. So this is day number 2 in a row for me here on the campus of West Aurora. I was here yesterday for some boys baseball action against Plainfield South. That was a walk-off victory for the Blackhawks. Eric and I badminton today, and then I'll be back at it on Saturday morning with Jesus Mauricio for some more baseball. So 3 times this week, and then I think we got 5 events next week here on the campus of West Aurora. We've got softball, we've got baseball. I think that's it, softball and baseball 5 times next week.
Yeah.
We got a busy schedule coming up here.
Weather permitting.
Aurora. Weather permitting, of course. Yeah, we've had games postponed that were postponements of postponed games. It's been crazy. All right, and it looks like the match down to our right, which was Lilia and Sophia Medina against Sebring and Collins, it looked like that one's already over, as the Medina sisters are sitting down over there up against the wall. So we're getting some.
So they took care of business.
They took care of business for sure. From the looks of it, they were pretty dominant in their match. So down over here to our right now, we have the number 1 doubles team of Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne. We'll be going.
You called it.
Does it say Wallace Senior?
Wallace Senior, yeah. I don't know if we can get it on the camera, but that's exactly what it says on the back of her shirt.
Again, so Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne against Williams and Craven for Joliet West. So that is the number 1 pairing, number 1 doubles pairing. So from here on out, as these double matches end, they will plug in singles matches as long as both players are done with their doubles matches.
It looks like, I'm not sure if the 3 doubles is finished on court 3.
It looks like it might be, because the players are walking over towards the sideline. We'll see if they sit down or if Coach Reimars decides to pull them aside and talk to them.
I'll pull over to court 2 here. This is the 4 pairing.
Yep, this is Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral against Price and Vidales for Joliet West. It's a pretty good rally that we jumped in on.
Ooh.
And West picks up the point there as Coral puts it into no man's land in the back corner. So yeah, it looks like a match court 3 is done as well. So 2 of the 4 doubles matches are complete. That serve is in. Point for West Aurora.
But like we talked about, when we go, singles are supposed to go bottom up as well, but Jen Castillo is still playing in court 1 in her doubles match. So,
right, and then the number 9 player is Giselle Coral. She's still playing,
and her partner or her opponent that she would face off in that match is also in that same doubles match. So,
right. So you may end up seeing the number 3 for both teams playing singles matches before the number 8 if their doubles matches are done.
Right.
And the only way we're going to be able to tell is by looking at the names on the back of the West Aurora jerseys, and then we'll know who they're playing on the other side. That's how this is going to roll. So, we have 2 doubles matches left here. As that shuttle is put. Oh, I guess that hit the line.
Well, we have 3, but 2
3,
that are in action. Right?
2 are in action. 2 are done. We have 2 more that are in action, and then a 5th one, which is getting warmed up at the moment. So serve here for the Blackhawks right in front of us. So I think that one hit the net, and unlike in tennis, you're not allowed to let, where if the ball hits the top of the net, you sort of play on. in badminton. If you hit the top of the net, you're done. So it appears we're done on court 1 as well. Jen Castillo and Kaylee Wallace look like they finished up. So all we have left here is Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral in front of us. And then down to our right, Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne are going to be playing their doubles match. And we'll spend some time on down there as soon as that one gets started.
And it looks like our first singles match is going to be Lilia Medina. So her pairing is against Collins.
That's the number 6 pairing.
All right, so that'll take place here after they, I don't know if they're going right into it or if they do any warm-ups, but that'll be our first singles pairing on court 3 is Lilia Medina against Collins.
And then down here on court 1, we have that's Sarah Ochoa Sanchez. She's the only one without a name on the jersey.
She'll be going against Sunday.
Right, so she's going to be down on court number 1 to our left against Sunday. So we'll have the number 6 and the number 8 parent, or number 6 and number 8 players going right now, while we still have the number 4 doubles and the number 1 doubles in action.
Well, at least, though, when we get to the singles portion, we know who the Joliet West players are.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Good rally there. Nice point by the Blackhawks.
This looks like a pretty good match over here on court 2.
I feel like my untrained eye feels like the Blackhawks are doing really well in all of the doubles matches so far. Obviously, again, we don't have points. We don't have scores. Those are things we're going to have to try to get. But it appears as though the Blackhawks, as that one is in, it appears as though the Blackhawks are performing pretty well.
And so you said that was in a good point there, because we want to talk about the difference between singles and doubles. The far outside line is your doubles boundary, and then that internal line is your singles boundary. So even though the one was out on one line, the outer line is your doubles boundary.
Just like tennis. Yep. Just like tennis, where you have the extra width for doubles tennis. Let's switch down over to court number 4 now, Eric, and let's get Tessa and Holly here. Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne against Williams and Craven in the number 1 doubles pairing. Blackhawks on the serve here.
I loved all of her uncle's Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Those were great. You knew I had to come up with something.
Yeah, we got the dad jokes.
Yep. Or bad jokes.
Bad, yeah.
Same thing.
So I was watching Holly Byrne warm up earlier while we had all that time to kill while we were waiting for Joliet West to get here. And she has some life behind her returns. If you pay attention to some of the aggression she puts into her return shots, she's got some strength behind it. So serve here, I believe that's going to be Tessa Wallace serving for the Blackhawks.
The senior.
And it's going to stay in, yep. And again, we'll try to get you some scores here at some point. I'm not sure who's keeping track of scores. I don't see anybody writing anything down, but we'll see what we can find out.
I'm trying to find where our runner went. I think she ran.
No, she's sitting down over against the wall over there.
Okay.
She's not running at the moment.
She's not scoring anything either. So.
Yes. And we'll see what happens.
Someone's holding Einstadl's holding something over there, so we'll figure it out. We'll go down there and we'll see once the final doubles match ends. We've got 2 more to finish up.
Ooh, nice save by Wallace.
That's
exactly
and into the what net. You talk about, but it went into the net there from Byrne. But man, she winds
up. Yeah, that was a pretty good rally. A couple of nice saves on both sides, and Holly loaded up for that one and just into the net. Nice return shot there. Looks like maybe the players write their scores down and then give it to the coaching staff, because I saw them just give the clipboard back to Coach Reimars. So we'll see.
And it looks like court 2 is finished. So Contreras and Coral have finished up their doubles match against Price and Vidales.
Yep. So it looks like we are done with 4 of the 5 doubles matches. Again, once we're done with this doubles match, the final doubles match, the top pairing of Wallace and Byrne, once we're done with that, Eric will head down to court side and see if he can get some scores for us while I entertain you solo.
Which you're very experienced at. We both are.
Yeah. It's you learn how to fill dead air when you're doing one of these things alone. As Wallace puts that shot in for
like a 13-hour baseball game.
Oof, yeah, 13, yeah, 5-hour baseball game in 38-degree weather or whatever it was. That was an event. That's okay. I love it. Wouldn't change it for the world. Someone wants to pay me to watch a baseball game, I will happily do that. Another serve here for the Blackhawks. As Byrne tries to save that one, but you can see she had her racket tilted a little to the outside, and she put that ball put the shuttle, to the right. Let's pan over to court number 3, Eric, and let's watch our first singles match of the afternoon, which I believe was Lilia, Medina, and Collins, if I remember correctly. Correct, right?
That's correct.
And that shot is out of bounds by Lilia. So serve here for Joliet West. You can immediately see a difference in service in a singles match versus a doubles match. In most of the doubles matches, they're trying to get the shuttle just over the net, or they're not hitting it with quite as much energy. You can see these singles serves, there's a whole lot more behind them as you try to get your opponent to really back up into the back half of their court so that you can, potentially try a drop shot towards the front of the net on the back end. It's a completely different style of serving when you're playing singles versus doubles.
Ooh. I was watching the doubles match there with Wallace and Byrne. Wallace just ripped one.
Yeah, she put that one down into that far corner. Nice return there by Medina. She gets the point as Collins puts it into the net. We still do have a doubles match going on down here in front of us, Eric. Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral is still going on. So maybe this is
set 3 then.
This is set 3, yeah. They gave themselves a break as they're going up against Price and Vidales. Let's switch over to court 2. Let's watch a little bit of set number 3 here of the number 4 doubles team, Contreras and Coral for the Blackhawks. Set 3, there's always a little bit more, not energy, but it's a little bit more intense, I guess.
And what will happen in set 3 is once they get to the 11 point, first team to the 11 point, they'll switch sides in the middle of set 3.
Okay.
So at least that's why we'll know someone has 11 at that point.
Right. As that shot's put into the net, point for the Blackhawks. Alongside my partner, Eric Willowite, my name is Aaron Shellen, and you're watching West Aurora Badminton. Here brought to you by Stream Sports Midwest. We'll be bringing you all sorts of Blackhawks spring sporting events live this season. We've got, obviously, badminton on the books, baseball, softball, soccer, hopefully some volleyball later on this month as well. So we're going to run the gamut of West Aurora athletics for you here in the months of April and May.
That was a great rally there by the Blackhawks and the Tigers there, with the Blackhawks winning out on that one on a finish by Contreras.
Ooh, it was a good rally there as well, and just off of Giselle Coral's racket.
Which probably makes sense since this is so far the only doubles match that went to 3 sets, so you're expecting a lot of back and forth.
Yep. Expect it to be evenly matched.
Yep.
Serve here by Joliet West. Nice hard return, and that was good point for the Blackhawks. Contreras set them up nicely with that hard shot to the back line. Joliet West could do nothing with it, and that was an easy kill for Giselle Coral. Into the net, and there's another point for the Blackhawks.
One thing I'm noticing over on court 4, Aaron, the pairing with Byrne and Tessa Wallace, sounds like a lot more communication out there. At least, they're a little more verbose in terms of talking, in terms of who's got it.
Yeah.
So different strategies.
Probably part of the reason they are the number one pairing. If they're that comfortable with each other, and that probably is part of the reason. Communication, obviously, in any team sport is critical, but especially in something like this where it's, as that shot goes under the net, as just whether it's tennis or badminton or volleyball, if you don't call it or two people call it, a lot of times that ball or that shuttle lands right on the ground in between the two of you.
Right. No, it's tight quarters.
Yeah.
It's tight quarters
yeah.
in volleyball and tennis and badminton. So communication even more so in these double matches.
So it looks like we've hit 11. So let's switch back over to court number 4 and let's watch Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne in the number 1 pairing against Williams and Craven.
Is it still set?
Still set 1.
Wow.
Yeah, still set 1. That one's into the net. Another serve for the Blackhawks. Nice save by Wallace. Another point for West Aurora.
And sometimes I try and read the server's lips for score. They're announcing the score, and I fail miserably.
You're not a lip reader, huh?
No, I'm not Chris Collinsworth or whoever he thinks he is.
That one killed nicely by Holly Byrne. I believe that's another point for West Aurora. It certainly is. Byrne will put the serve across here for West. That one lands in.
Wow, yeah.
That's a nice shot. You can see that hit the ground and stopped. So you can see exactly, unlike tennis where it's going to hit the ground and bounce away, that one hit the ground and landed inbound. So there's no question as to where that one was. And it looks like on court 3 that we're done with set number 1 between Lilia Medina and Collins as they have switched sides. So again, we'll get you some score updates as best we can.
I was going to pan over and for the Joliet West coach, she was doing some dance move. I don't know if that had anything to do with what she was coaching her player on, but it looked animated.
Another point for the Blackhawks. So you have to wonder if this is one of those things where you're kind of in a win by 2 and
yeah, could be.
It ends up it's either tied or a 1-point match the entire time because this first set's been going on for a while.
Until they get to 29, then they can go 1. Next one up wins.
And doing just over the net for Joliet West.
Obviously, this is a good number 1 doubles pairing match.
As Holly looks shocked with herself there as she puts that one underneath the net. I'm liking her reactions.
Yeah.
That one, nice smash by Tessa Wallace as the return is put into the net by the Tigers. Good rally again, and Blackhawks with another point.
It was a set.
I think that's the end of the set. No. I think Holly may have thought it was the end of the set as she was reaching that racket over the net.
She's confirming
the
score.
She's making sure she knows the score. That's right. That one is inbound, so Joliet West takes it back. Quite a battle down on court 4 between the 2 number 1 doubles seeds. Doubles pairings, I guess. There's a good rally down here.
Really is. Oh.
Nice save. And West Aurora with the point. That was a good rally, and Tessa Wallace finishes it off.
Still not over.
Still going.
Something fell. I think that was from a racket.
Tessa Wallace will serve here for the Blackhawks. That one lands out.
Oh,
no, it landed in.
That was perfectly placed.
Yeah, and you can just see the two of them because I think that was,
Right.
to me, I feel like that was set point. And so they both just sort of threw their head up. But yeah, perfectly placed shot by Joliet West. We got quite a matchup going down there. That one goes out. And I believe the doubles match on court 2 is finally over. The 3-set match between Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral versus Price and Vidales. I think we're done there. And judging by the look on the face of the Joliet West coach, I believe West Aurora came out victorious.
Yeah, I think the Joliet West Coast just said they have to walk home. So I don't know if that's a good sign. We'll try and get more information between matches.
And we're done with set 1 down on court 1. And I believe Joliet West.
Yeah, they're getting some high five-ish.
I believe Joliet West came back to win that set. So it looked like there were a couple of instances where the Blackhawks had sort of that set point and they just weren't able to finish. So they get a break there. Let's pan over to court 3, where we have Lilia Medina against Collins. We're in set number 2 here. That one landed, I think, towards that back line, but inbounds. Yep. So we should have another singles match starting here on court 2 in just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, we have 2 going on. As you said, this is Lilia Medina against Collins.
Yep.
And the other one is
Sarah Ochoa Sanchez against Sunday.
In court 1.
Yep. That's the 6 and 8 matchups.
Yep, which is exactly what you talked about. Things will be, when we get to that singles pairings, things will be jumbled up based on court availability and player availability.
Right. So I think at this point, if they go if they're trying to go bottom to top, that should then mean that Jen Castillo will play Fier down here on court 2, unless they want to give her a break from just having played a 3-set doubles match.
Good one here.
Yeah, good rally into the body of Medina. Like I said, that ball, that shuttle was put into Lilia's body, so she couldn't extend that racket and get a return there. Ooh, nice play by Medina. She had Collins rushing in and put the shuttle sort of over her head, as I think Collins was expecting more of a drop shot from Lilia there.
Collins very lanky. And again, we talked about that reach for a badminton player being a nice advantage, especially when you get close to the net.
Yeah, you can cover a lot of the court as Lilia tries the drop shot but doesn't reach the net. Yeah, you can cover a lot of the court with long arms and long legs. Again, Lilia into the net.
I'll try and read Collins on the score.
No idea.
No, something to something. I got that much.
That one lands out of bounds.
Yep.
Oh, no, I guess it landed inbounds. There you go.
Okay, so the back line is for both, but the sideline for singles is the inner line.
Yep.
Right.
All right,
Someone tell me what that other line's for.
Let's head over to court number 1, where we have Sarah Ochoa Sanchez against Sunday, just in time to watch Ochoa Sanchez with the slam.
And you're right, Aaron. Jen Castillo is coming over to court 2 for her singles matchup against Fier.
Yep, that's the number 10 matchup. Ooh, Ochoa Sanchez put that one just into the top of the net.
Yeah.
These singles matches, every single return looks like a smash until it comes off the racket, and then you see that it's actually, they're planning on where they're hitting it. It's not just hit it as hard as you can and hope that it lands in. There's a plan in place, and it doesn't appear that way when they're winding up.
Right. Like Sunday tried that drop shot just short of the net.
And that can be, that's an interesting strategy as Sarah puts that one into some open space and gets a point there. When you get these rallies where both of you are on your back line and it's just, a rally back and forth for 4 or 5 hits, if you can trick up your opponent by all of a sudden trying that drop shot, it seems like it might be an easy point.
Right.
Another point for Ochoa Sanchez as Sunday missed her return. That one is in. But again, you mentioned kind of long and lanky. Ochoa Sanchez has got long arms. She's another one who's kind of got that those long arms, long legs, allows her to get to some of those higher shots, but stay better positioned in the middle of the court rather than having to maybe take 2 steps further back to get those shots, which puts her out of position for those drop shots. So if you can stay close, the more you can stay in the middle of the court, I feel like that's where ultimately you want to be. Serve here for Joliet West. That's going to go in. Yep.
That's all you can do. You got to play that guessing game. Well,
oh no, they're going to say it was out. Okay.
Oh, it was on the wrong side of the grid. It has to be.
Yeah. That one goes along. So Ochoa Sanchez seems to be doing a pretty nice job here in her singles match.
Deep
long serve and nope, that landed out of bounds, I think. We're blocked a little bit by the railing here, and I'm not keen on leaning over the railing to see exactly what happened.
I got your back.
All right, good.
But try not to get in front of the camera.
Yeah. Last one was in, so she gets the serve back.
There's
that miss, the wind up and miss. All right, let's head back over to the final doubles matchup that's going on down on court 4. Tessa Wallace, Holly Byrne for the Blackhawks against Williams and Craven for Joliet West. Blackhawks, we believe, lost the first set in what was a very long first set.
How about that? You're like the last doubles pairing to get out there, and then that first set goes a long time.
Served by Byrne. It's returned inbounds for Joliet West.
Which I guess from their standpoint, they're probably all the top singles players, so it'll be a while before they hit their singles matches.
Yep. Tessa Wallace is the number 2 singles, and Holly Byrne is number 3. Samantha Einseidel is the number 1 singles player for the Blackhawks.
She's waiting for Fabry, who she's waiting for a court, I'm assuming, because Fabry was not in the doubles.
Yeah, I think we're done here on court number 1 between Ochoa Sanchez and Sunday, as they are both left. So we'll see if they're just taking a break, or if we're going to have a new pairing down on court number 1. We'll let you know as soon as that starts. It should be Giselle Coral against Sebring if it's a new matchup, as Giselle is the number 9 singles player. Serve.
Who do we think this is on court 3?
On court 3?
Well, we're going to find out right now, I guess. No? Yes. Is that Coral or?
No, on 3, that was Lilia Medina.
Well, that's not Medina anymore. I think they're finished.
That could be Coral and Sebring on court 3, because we have another matchup here on court 1.
Coral. Yep, that's Coral.
Okay, so on court 3 now, we have Giselle Coral and Sebring.
Yep.
And on court 1, we have...
That's Einseidel.
Yeah, okay.
Einseidel and Fabry in court 1.
Yep, Samantha, the number 1 West Aurora singles player. So she's out there now on court 1.
We got court 2. We have Castillo versus Fire, the number 10 singles in court 2.
Yep. Court 3, Giselle Coral against Sebring. And then we still have the doubles matchup going down on court 4, Tessa Wallace, Holly Byrne.
Yeah, that one will still be going on by the time we're leaving. So.
Probably. So we'll watch this doubles play here for another minute, and then I think we'll switch over to Samantha Einsiedel and Fabry down on court 1. Watch there a little bit of singles matchup down there. Serve here for the Blackhawks. Point for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I think they're just warming up right now because, again, Fabry was not in the doubles competition, so she's coming in, for lack of a better word, kind of a little cold, right?
Yeah. That shot stays in. Nice point there by the Blackhawks. Nice shot from Tessa Wallace. Tessa will serve for the Blackhawks. Holly puts that one just out of bounds to the right, so it'll be Joliet West serve here. Ooh, two of them almost collided there, but rebounded nicely, and they get the point. That's where that communication is so big. You got a really confined space and two people running at full speed, and that could end poorly if you aren't aware of your surroundings. Oh, off the racket of Holly Byrne there. Another good rally, but goes the way of the Tigers. All right, let's pause there and let's swing on down to court number 1.
They started now?
I believe we are ready to go here. It looks that way as Fabry will be taking on Samantha Einsiedel. And that's going to be under the net, so service here for Einsiedel. Einsiedel with the long return, but Fabry able to just tap that one in over the net. She gets the service back. That serve lands out of bounds. Into the net there. So far, no one's been able to kind of take control in this match. Fabry tries a different strategy this time as Einsiedel puts that one into the net. Fabry serves up until that last one had been kind of towards the back line, but that last one, she sort of just dropped over the net.
That one drops in for Einsiedel. Yeah, not a whole lot of dropping going on in this, at least so far.
No.
They're swinging it. There's one.
That's a nice drop shot by Fabry. He's got Samantha running. It looks like we're done with set number 2. No, I guess we're just taking a break of set number 2 down there in the doubles matchup. They've been playing for a while now. That shot is going to go out of bounds by Fabry. That one, I think, went just wide. It did. So Fabry gets the serve back. Service under the net. Einsiedel with the long serve, and the return forces her to put it into the net. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more singles matches to get started here. We have the number 2 matchup, which is Tessa Wallace and Williams, Holly Burns, and Craven. Those two obviously are going to be probably the last two singles matches that are going on. Avery Contreras against Price, Kaylee Wallace against Consalvo, and Sofia Medina against Vidales.
Looks like the Castillo singles match, I think, might be over, or
they're writing stuff down, so we will see.
Well, I guess the good thing when I go down to get the final doubles match score, we'll have some of the
singles as well. Yeah.
So
yep. A drop shot by Fabry is out of bounds, so Einstein will get the service back for the Blackhawks. Wow, Fabry's impressive. Fabry's impressive. She's looked good. Really high, accurate serves. Another drop shot. Yeah, she's putting Samantha on that back line with the serve, and then her return just drops right over the net.
Yep. Well, I spoke too soon. I think that was just a set break there as Castillo and Sebring have
switched sides.
Fear have switched sides.
Yep. Let's take a look at that match, Eric. Let's switch over to court number 3 and watch Jen Castillo against Fier. The beginning of, I believe it's set number 2 here. I got that one. She said 1-0. I heard her. I was able to get that one.
Play along at home.
That's right.
Get your tick marks out.
This match right in front of us as that one drops in. Nope, that one dropped out.
Yeah.
Again, it landed in the doubles lines there.
Yeah.
Your immediate reaction is to say it's in because she swung at it and missed.
Right.
So your immediate reaction is to think, like baseball, it doesn't matter if it's not a strike. If you swing at it, it's a strike.
Right.
Serve here for Castillo. Puts Fier back along the back line. That one is going to go. I think that one went long.
Ooh,
no, it stayed in.
See the self-regulation going on.
Yep. (3-2) down here. Just out of the reach of Castillo. So it's going to be either 3-3 or 4-2.
It's something.
Yeah.
Doubles. Not sure if that doubles match is over, as Byrne and Wallace, the senior Wallace, are conferring with Coach Reimers right now.
We'll see if they come back out. If they don't come back out, Eric will run down there, see if he can get some updated scores for us. And he'll put the camera on. We'll just probably leave it here with Jen Castillo and Fier, as they're a little bit further along, I think. Service by Fier, returned by Castillo, and she gets service back.
Yeah, still not sure. They're still commiserating. I don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
We got a pause down on court 1 as well, as Fabry she's getting some more tape for a racket or a new. I think she's getting a new shuttle, actually.
Okay.
I think they broke the shuttle.
Yeah. Yeah, right. You can see the shrapnel laying over there, bits and pieces.
Yeah, you can. Look at that. There are little pieces of shuttle all over the ground over there to our left.
They don't make them like they used to, Aaron.
As Castillo puts that one into the net.
My days, we used a rock.
That's right. We used a rock and a paddle. None of this shuttle and racket stuff. I mean, we're also the same generation that played with lawn darts, so they probably shouldn't take our word for anything.
No. That was a nice rally. Good point there by Einstein. Actually, that's not on our camera. So.
Yeah, part of it is.
Well, yeah.
Part of it is. We are on court number 2, Jen Castillo and Fier. Let's pan to the right a little bit, Eric, and let's get court number 3.
Okay.
Which is
Coral.
Right, that is Giselle Coral and Sebring.
Yeah, so it looks like I still don't know. They're switching sides in court
maybe.
4, maybe.
I don't know. Holly's walking away from Tessa, and we'll figure it out here in a minute.
Oh, they're coming back. Okay.
But at any rate, we have court 3 right now, which again, Giselle Coral and Sebring, as that shot is, I believe that's the universal signal for out of bounds.
And okay, so there will be a third set in the finals doubles match between Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne and Williams and Craven. So set 3 about to commence on court 4.
That serve goes. Oh, that serve was stayed. That serve was in, excuse me, by Giselle Coral. So she's getting another opportunity here. That one goes wide, so that'll be taken back by Sebring. Into the net. Drop shot is wide, so that's going to be a point for Coral. Let's go back to our final doubles match that's still going on, Eric, as we are, as you mentioned, in set 3. Tessa Wallace, Holly Byrne against Williams and Craven for Joliet West. We come back to a point for the Blackhawks. So, yeah, that first set, you could tell, went back and forth really for a long time. Still don't know what the final score was, but it appeared as though West Aurora had a couple of set points in that first one and just they weren't able to finish.
Right.
But apparently they won set number 2 because there is a set number 3. So,
yeah, it looks like the number 1 singles pairing match has ended. Guess is probably Fabre, but we didn't see the tail end of that one.
Yeah, Fabre looked like she was a tough opponent down there on the far side. So they switch sides as the coaches talk to him down there. Service down here to our right into the net is Tessa Wallace. So that's a point for Joliet West.
Holly Byrne. She is all animated.
She's very animated, yeah, for sure. That is into the net, so be a service now for the Blackhawks. That one goes long. It's a nice return by Holly Byrne, and Joliet West puts it long, so point for the Blackhawks. And you can see all the discarded shuttles all over the court.
Right.
Little pieces of plastic everywhere as they get splintered, as there's another point for West as that shot is off the racket for one of the Tigers. So back-to-back points here for the Blackhawks in set number 3 between Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne and Williams and Craven. Another point for the Blackhawks. Wallace on the serve again. Into the net with it is Holly Byrne, and Joliet West will take service back.
Much to her disbelief.
But she's always smiling, which is the fun part. Even when she realizes she hit the ball, hit the shuttle wrong or mishit something or whiffed, it's always followed with a grin as she spikes that one into the ground and gets the service back for West. Serve here by Holly Byrne. She puts that one in. Another point for the Blackhawks. So they look to be doing pretty well here in set number 3. That's, I want to say, 5 or 6 points for the Blackhawks that we've seen since we've panned back to our right. Wallace with another couple nice save there.
That was right
Tessa.
up against her body, too. You talked about those being difficult shots.
Yeah. That one she put into the net, though, so service goes back the way of Joliet West. And yeah, we started, as I mentioned, we started about an hour and 15 minutes late as Joliet West had some difficulty getting here on time. We were supposed to start at 4. We started about 5:15. So that's why we're still going here at whatever time it is. You lose track of time when you do these things. It's 6 something.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, yes. At least I think it's Wednesday. Joliet West got the point there, so they will get another service here.
It looks like the singles match with Castillo and
Fier is done.
We'll find out who the winner was there. I didn't see the
final point.
Yeah.
Well, she just got a fist bump from Coach Reimar, so I'm hopeful that means that it went the way of the Blackhawks. And it looks like we're at point 11 here in set number 3, and that point 11 I think went to the Blackhawks as Joliet West put the shuttle into the net and paused things. So they get a break. Let's while they're breaking, let's head back down to court 1. Samantha Einseidel and Fabry. They've switched sides. Einseidel slams that one in for the point. Good timing on our pan. We got to see the slam. So we should have another match starting here on court number 2 in a moment. It should be Sofia Medina and Vidales. So we'll see if it's the other Medina.
Einseidel, you talk about like the different facial expressions for players. She's like all business.
Yeah, her facial expression hasn't changed really since the beginning of the match. And I mean that's kind of what makes sports so great is that some people are really animated, some people are all business, some people don't take themselves seriously at all.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yep, so down here we will have right on court 2 Sofia Medina against Vidales. Down on court 2 as they're going to get warmed up here.
Number 7 pairing.
Yep. Point there for Einseidel as Fabry mishit the return.
And Coral and
Sebring, I think, might be done. I think they're done as they're both leaving the court.
Don't know who won. I'll find out. They're both reporting their scores and fist bumps.
Yeah, we're just trying to limit.
Wait, I saw one.
You saw a fist bump, and we're just trying to limit the amount of times we have to run up and down the stairs. So Eric will go as soon as this doubles match is done on court 4. Eric will go down and try to get us some scores, and he'll provide us some updates on his return.
And it's like a really subtle fist bump too. It's not like one of these big ones. It's just like
she sits right down here by the hip. You're not extending the arm at all. It's just
It's just
right. Between you and me. Nice job. Yeah. Point there for Einseidel. She puts it into the body of Fabry, and Fabry's not able to return it. So Einseidel's looked at least in this section that we've watched, she's looked better here in set number 2 than she did in set number 1.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to assume she looked a little frustrated in set 1, but again, that could be her permanent look.
Right.
So
another damaged shuttle.
Yes.
So Samantha has to go over and get a new soldier.
Well, the way those two have been hitting it, I expect a few more in their set.
So while we're waiting on that, let's head back over to court 4 and watch Wallace and Byrne try to finish off Williams and Craven in set number 3. Byrne will have the serve here for the Blackhawks.
And another singles match looks to be getting underway on court 3 while we're looking at the doubles match.
That's Wallace Jr. That's Kaylee Wallace against Consalvo. That's the 5 matchup. And that's kind of how we thought this was going to go.
Yeah.
The next open court will be Avery Contreras against Price. And then Byrne and Wallace and Williams and Craven will play their single matches once they're done with their doubles matches, as if they're not tired of each other already. As there's a nice drop shot by Tessa Wallace. Another point for the Blackhawks as they get the inch even closer to winning this one in 3 sets. Service by Holly.
Kind of the fun thing for the West Aurora badminton players when they're on the near side of the court, where we're stationed here up on the south balcony. That's where the fans are watching too, and sometimes they'll lean over and say things to the players, and they'll look back up.
Yeah. Mom and dad coaching from the stands.
Yeah.
It's a time-tested tradition in high school sports.
That's right.
So something happened as Holly's down there. They're
laughing.
all laughing. They're all laughing. So something happened down there.
And now
I think we have a bloody nose.
Oh.
I think Holly may have either gotten hit by the shuttle or hit by a racket.
Oh boy!
But she's over there. She's laughing. She's running around with a bloody nose, laughing. That's great. All right. While we wait for that, let's go back to court 1. Samantha Einsiedel and Fabry.
Gotta love it.
Einsiedel with the return goes wide. Service by Fabry, well long.
Oh, nice
point there, yeah. You'd see it sort of caught Fabry off guard as she took a step back and just couldn't lunge in enough to return it.
You see how she mixed it up on that next serve, then she went deep.
Yep. Einsiedel forces Fabry to put that one into the net. She gets another point. All right, let's head back to court 4 as Holly Byrne is back in action.
And before we do that, give you a quick zoom in on JV on the far side of the court. All right, that's enough. Okay.
We'll have them next year, I promise.
Yes.
There's a point for the Blackhawks as Wallace puts that one into no man's land. And I do believe down on court 1 that Samantha Einsiedel just defeated Fabry in set number 2. So
now they'll move to set 3, waiting for Coach Reimers to come over there and
record the score.
Yep.
Blackhawks get another point down to our right in the final doubles match. Service here by Byrne. Nice save by Wallace, but that goes out of bounds. So Joliet West took the first set in this doubles matchup, and what was a long set number 1 is Wallace hammers that one down the line for the Blackhawks. Blackhawks took set number 2. We're into set number 3, and I believe the Blackhawks are up in set number 3 as they were the first to 11 when they switched sides here in set number 3.
Yeah, it feels like they're getting closer to taking that match, but again, they probably thought that in the first set.
Nice drop shot there by Byrne.
Oh, no.
Nice drop shot. Put that one right on the other side of the net, not able to be returned by Joliet West. So Tessa Wallace will have serve here for the Blackhawks. Byrne hammers that one into the net. Another point for West. And I think that does it. I think, well, I shouldn't say think. Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne have defeated Williams and Craven in set number 3 in the final doubles match of the afternoon/evening. So, Eric, if you want to pan down to court number 1, Samantha Einsiedel and Fabry, I'll take us home until you can get us some scores.
Really? Yeah, absolutely. I'll leave it over here. You can watch set 3 unveil.
Set 3 of Einsiedel and Fabry, and Eric will be back in a moment, hopefully with some score updates for us. First set down here taken by Fabry. Second set taken by Einsiedel as Samantha puts that one into the net. So point for Fabry here in set number 3. We are done with all of our doubles matchups, and we are into our final singles matchup. So I believe down on court 4, we'll have Avery Contreras against Price, and then Holly Byrne and Craven will play on whichever of the 4 courts opens up next, followed finally by Tessa Wallace and Williams in what will likely be the last match of the evening here. So all 5 doubles matches are done. 7 of the 10 singles matches have either started or finished. 2 of them have finished. Jen Castillo and Sarah Ochoa Sanchez have finished their matchups, as well as Coral, I believe. Giselle Coral has finished her match as well against Sebring. Right now we have Samantha Einsiedel and Fabry on court 1. we have Sophia Medina and Vidales on court 2, and then on court 3, Kaylee Wallace against Consalvo. That serve is put long by Fabre, so Einstein will serve now. Drop shot there by Fabre. Another service for Fabre here in set number 3 against Einstein. That one goes long. Service over to Einstein now. Samantha puts that one. That one goes long as well.
All right.
We are back. What do we got, Eric?
All right, so let's go through the doubles first. So you are correct in the number 1 doubles pairing, Tessa Wallace, Holly Byrne versus Williams and Craven. It was Wallace and Byrne winning 2 sets to 1.
Mm-hmm.
They lost first set 25-23, one set 2 22-20, and then they running away in set 3 21-9.
And that's what it felt like. It felt like set 3 looked really, really good. Like we said, it's set 3. Wallace and Byrne looked like they were playing really well, and in set 1, it looked like that one went a little bit longer. So we were accurate.
The number 2 doubles pairing, Lily Medina and Sophia Medina against Sebring and Collins. That was a 2-0 victory for the Medina sisters, 21-5 and 21-13.
Yeah, that was another one that looked like it was going pretty well for the Blackhawks right from the start.
Yeah, I think that was the first court that opened up, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
All right, the number 3 doubles pairing, that was Samantha Einseidel and Sarah Ochoa Sanchez taking on Consalvo and Sunday.
Yep.
And that was also a 2-0 victory for the pair, 21-11 and 21-12 for Einseidel and Sanchez. In the number 4 doubles pairing, that's Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral taking on Price and Vidales.
Yep.
That one went 3 sets. West Aurora won. They dropped the first set 23-21. They won set 2 21-18, and they won set 3 21-10.
And last but not least,
that was the Jen Castillo and Kaylee Wallace taking on Fire and Vidal.
And just before you get to that, Eric, we are at the 11-point break in set number 3, and that was Samantha Einseidel who picked up the 11th point. So she is in the lead here in set number 3.
And she just got the fist bump from Coach Reimers as well. So, all right, so that number 5 pairing, Jen Castillo, Kaylee Wallace versus Fear and Gall. That was a 2-0 victory for West Aurora, 21-8 and 21-17.
So West Aurora doubles goes 5-0 here this afternoon.
All right.
Can't do much better than that.
I'll get you your singles update. I'll work from the bottom up for what we have.
Yep.
In your number 10 singles, Castillo versus Fear. That was a 2-0 victory for Castillo. Both sets 21-14. In number 9 singles, Giselle Coral versus Sebring, another 2-0 victory for West Aurora. Both sets 21-12. The number 8 singles, Sarah Ochoa Sanchez versus Sunday, 2-0 for West Aurora, 21-18, 21-11. The number 6 singles between Lilia Medina and Collins was a 2-0 victory for West Aurora, 21-12, 21-14. And then just to get you up to date on the number 1 singles, that was Samantha Einseidel versus Fabry, which is still going on.
Yep.
The first set was to Fabry, 21-14. Set 2 went to Einseidel, 21-11. And as you mentioned, Einseidel appears to be up in set 3, which is where our camera is now. And then we're waiting for the results or for all the other singles matches.
So West Aurora thus far, for those of you keeping score at home, 9-0 in the 9 matches here this afternoon. 5 doubles matches, 4 singles matches, all victorious. Only 2 of them, or I guess 3 now with the Einseidel and Fabry match, have gone beyond 2 sets.
So they've already won the match. It's just, will they get a sweep out of this?
Yep.
And we'll see.
Yep. So we are still here on court number 1, which is the number 1 matchup of Samantha Einsiedel and Fabry. Again, Samantha dropped set number 1, 21-14, but bounced back nicely. And again, so what our eyes were telling us, Eric, is what we're actually seeing out there. Samantha struggled a bit in that first set, bounced back really nicely in set number 2.
Yeah, she has, and has really had Fabry on the run throughout the second and now the third set.
Good nice rally. Save there by Fabry. Yeah, really good rally. Woo! This time she puts it right past her. And again, that was into the body.
Yeah.
She puts that into the body. So she got off to a bit of a slow start, but has bounced back nicely. Has what we assume is a lead here in the third set. And again, puts that one into no man's land, gets Fabry running and put it back into the far corner.
I think they were just testing out. Einsiedel had Fabry test out the shuttle, and
another dead soldier.
Yep.
Let's get can you zoom in on that mess down there by the water bottle where all the shuttles are, so we can show people what we're talking about here?
Yep.
There you go. You can see all the damaged shuttles. That one right in front of us in particular looking really ragged.
Yes.
And that's what we see at pretty much every court, in like right at the post in between each of the courts. There's just a pile of broken shuttles. So, I mean, they're fragile. I mean, they are definitely, they're thin plastic, and you can see down to our far left here, just little pieces of white plastic all over the blue court down there at the end as we are back underway. As Fabry hits the spike there and gives Samantha another point. She's got to be closing in on the end here, Eric, because that's 3 or 4 points in a row for her. That one, a couple of long hits. Einsiedel with a nice little drop shot. That one's going to go out. Again, another point for Samantha. She looks to finish this one off and give West their 10th victory in 10 matches.
By my accounts, that's good, Aaron.
That is good, as that shot misses the racket of Einsiedel, so Fabry gets service back.
Yeah, she had to go to her backhand to try and stop that one. That was a good shot by Fabry. Opposite side.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, as hard as it is to play it on the forehand, to try to play that kind of off-speed shot with your backhand has got to be even harder to sort of time your swing.
Right, because you have to get your body in position first, whereas on the forehand, you're already there.
Right, you're in the right, your body's in the right position, as that one is going to go wide, or long rather. Samantha gets service back. So we only have 2 singles matches left to get started. That's Holly Byrne against Craven and Tessa Wallace against Williams. Tessa and Holly, the number 1 doubles team, just finished their doubles match. So they're both up here taking a break and resting while they wait for their singles matches, which will take place as soon as one of these start. And I believe Samantha Einsiedel has emerged victorious as the people up here. She doesn't want her fans up here in the stands cheering for her, but Samantha Einsiedel, I believe, was victorious here in match number 3. We'll get the final scores at the end of the match. Eric will go back down, get the final scores for everything, and we'll recap before we call it a night. But it does appear as though Samantha Einsiedel came back from that difficult first set to defeat Fabry and pick up West's 10th victory in 10 matches here this afternoon. So where are we now? We are on court number 3.
Court 3, yeah.
Which is Kaylee Wallace against Consalvo. That would be Wallace Jr. for those of you
playing at
home as that shot lands in the back in.
Yeah, I'll give a little bit of the railing just so we can see the depth as best as we can on the backside.
Good rally there. Nice drop shot by Kaylee, and she misses the backhand again. That backhand is hard, especially when you're running backwards. To try to play that cleanly is difficult. So Kaylee Wallace and Consalvo, Kaylee a junior, as her jersey indicates.
And court 4, that is the Contreras and Price matchup. That's the number 4 single.
Yep, Avery Contreras against Price.
And then, as you mentioned, we have Sophia Medina and Vidalis on court 2. It's this number 7 singles.
Yep, and in that number 1 on court number 4 down there, the Avery Contreras and Price matchup. They actually played doubles against each other, so a little bit of familiarity there as they're now seeing each other in singles as well.
Good rally there. Take my word for it.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's switch over to that one. We haven't given Avery much airtime, and just as we say that, the set ends. That's right. So we'll head back to Kaylee and Gonsalvo on court 3.
I'm assuming that was just the first set over there.
I believe so, yeah, because that was the set that the doubles match was on, and that was the one that took a while. So
they're trying to make up for lost time on that court.
Trying to get through this quickly. Service here by Gonsalvo.
Holly Byrne making her way over to court 1. It's Craven in number 3 singles. They'll warm up first. Although I don't know how much warming they have to do.
Right. I mean, they just played 3 long sets.
Yeah, but they will.
So Kaylee Wallace on the serve here for the Blackhawks. Gonsalvo misses. I think she actually got a piece of it, and it knocked it straight down, but that's a point for Kaylee nonetheless. That shot goes just wide, so it'll be service now for Gonsalvo for the Tigers. So again, we got a lot of West Aurora action here for you on Stream Sports Midwest over the next month, but in the immediate, we will be back on Saturday morning for boys baseball. Myself and Jesus Mauricio will have that for you. First pitch will be at 10 a.m., so we'll be live a little bit before 10 a.m. And then next week, we are loaded with West Aurora athletics. Eric, you and I are back here on Monday for baseball.
Yep.
Then I am back here Tuesday with our other partner, Jarek, for girls softball. And then Wednesday, there is another baseball game. And then Thursday, there's, I think, another baseball game. So
there's always a baseball game.
There's always, I mean, that's what happens when you have 3 weeks of rainouts. You got to get baseball games in pretty much every day. So if you're a fan of West Aurora baseball, if you can't be there, be here on Stream Sports Midwest. We will have those games live for you.
Yeah, that's right. Follow us on the YouTube page at Stream Sports Midwest. We're also on the Twitters as well.
On the Twitters at Stream Midwest is where you can find us on the Twitters. We have Facebook. We don't use it quite as much, but it is there. But keep an eye primarily on Twitter for updates on where and when we will be broadcasting your favorite West Aurora sports here over the next couple of months. We got a lot going on between April and May here for the Blackhawks. And to that point, I want to send a special thanks out to Jason Buckley, the athletic director here at West Aurora. Jason has been incredibly accommodating to me, not just with our endeavor here with Stream Sports Midwest, but really since the beginning of my relationship with West Aurora, going back 3 years at this point, has always treated me as part of the West Aurora team and part of the West Aurora family. And I can't thank him enough for that. Can't thank him enough for giving Eric and I the opportunity to do what we love, which is watch and broadcast sports of any type at any level.
Yeah. Well, and especially youth sports. I mean, we appreciate sports at every level, but to be able to give back to the community and youth sports, a lot of the parents, the friends, family, they enjoy seeing people they know, friends or family, playing in athletic events, and we get an opportunity to bring that live to you. And it's not something we take lightly.
No, and especially now, dealing with COVID and people still not everybody being comfortable being out and about in large crowds. This is an opportunity for them to cheer on their family, cheer on their nieces and their nephews and their grandkids, and from a distance, and be able to watch them and be able to cheer for them from the comfort of their home. So yeah, it's not something Eric and I take for granted. We love youth sports. Before we were doing West Aurora, we did, I think it was 72 Northern Illinois Hockey League hockey games during the fall and winter, from 10-year-olds up to 18-year-olds. We love it. We love the enthusiasm from the athletes, the the availability of the coaching staff and the players involved with the organization. So it's just, yeah, you said it perfectly, where it's not something we take for granted. It's not something we take lightly. So
yeah,
it's a lot of fun for us.
And for this particular event, Coach Lauren Reimers, giving us the starting pairings, and then we got the pairings for the visiting team from Joliet West, and then getting the score updates as well. So allowing us to bring the action and give you as best of an accurate call as we know, without the benefit of a scoreboard.
Yeah, because this is my first badminton match. It's Eric's second, but as he mentioned at the beginning, we're learning as we're going here as well. So there are bumps in the road. There are things we don't know, but we learn as we go. And as we go, we try to bring you as professional a broadcast as we possibly can. So we hope you're enjoying. We're at the 90-minute mark here. We hope you've enjoyed the first 90 minutes as we try to get through the rest of these, I think, 6 matches that are still left. I guess 5 matches that are still left to go. Eric, let's swing down to court number 1, where we have Holly Byrne and Craven playing in the number 3 matchup. The only matchup still to get.
Oh, I thought you did it again.
I thought I jinxed him again.
Yeah, I thought they were coming to the net tap.
The only match we still have left to start is the number 2 matchup between Tessa Wallace and Williams, and they will play on whichever court opens up first here. So Holly, part of the number 1 doubles team with Tessa Wallace, they won their match 2-1. They dropped the first set 25-23, bounced back with a 22-20 game or set 2 win, and then a 21-9 shellacking in set number 3 in the number 1 pairing. That shot goes. That shot is in. It's a point for Holly down here to our left. And that one, I think, caught the back line. Yeah. That looked like a good shot. Yeah, that was a great shot by Holly. That caught that back corner.
As they say, you couldn't have thrown it any better. That was perfect.
Drop shot there. Holly plays that one over her head. It doesn't have enough to reach the net, though, so Craven will get the serve. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in this gymnasium over the last 3 years, Eric. It's kind of been my second home in the fall and in the winter. I spend a lot of time down at the other side of the court with Neil Orman and Rick Albright, 2 gentlemen who have about 105 years of combined experience with West Aurora athletics. So I enjoy being here. I'm very comfortable here now with the amount of time I've spent here.
I would hope so.
Yeah, it's been a lot of basketball games for the Blackhawks boys and girls. So we're down now on court number 4, which is Contreras and Price.
That was a nice rally we caught the tail end of there.
So it looks like court number 2 is in the middle of a set break here. Court number 3 still going. Contreras with the long serve, and the return is, I think, just wide down there. It's a service for Price, Joliet West. Contreras hammers that return. Nice drop shot, nice return, nice save by Contreras, but that second return is wide. Another service here for Price. West Aurora has won all 10 matches that have finished so far here this afternoon. They swept the doubles matches, and they've won 5 of the 10 singles matches, or all 5 of the 10 singles matches that have finished so far. Service here now for Avery Contreras. Drop shot. Contreras not able to get to that one, so Price will get the reserve. Contreras puts that towards the back line. Good rally here. And that one lands in. Nice shot by Price.
And just looking over across the court to the north side of the gym, it looks like JV is just wrapping up. Below, one more singles match to go, or possibly a second one. But
I didn't see. I didn't see any double. I wasn't paying attention down there though either. Were there any doubles JVs matches or?
I thought there was, but again, I didn't.
There may just not have been as much. There may not have been 5 and 10 like there were for varsity, so they're just able to get through it all quicker. Looks like another serve for Price down there. So she's strung together a pretty good point streak here, and she's broken by Avery Contreras, who will get the serve back now. So again, we have one more singles match to start. That's Tessa Wallace and Williams, and that'll start as soon as one of these end. Contreras with the nice save, puts that one towards the back line. That shot is out.
No, Tessa's right here.
Oh, she did get start. Yeah. Oh, she did start. Okay, so that means the Kaylee Wallace match ended. See, that's a good thing they have senior and junior on their shirts because I never would have noticed that. I just saw Wallace and just assumed it was still Kaylee.
Yeah.
No, that is indeed Tessa Wallace down here on court number 3.
Yeah, so they just started. They're in the first set of their singles match.
Yep, so the Kaylee Wallace match is the only one that is finished that we do not have an update for. So all the matches are now underway. Price serves to Contreras. Drop shot. Avery is able to return that one. Another nice little backhand drop shot. Nice shot by Avery Contreras.
What we'll do is maybe we'll go to the end of their set and then we'll pick another. Now that we're kind of in the tail end of it, we'll go set to set maybe.
Yeah.
Or if there's a natural break.
Price with a nice shot, had Avery moving left to right, and Avery was not able to return that one.
We'll head over to maybe Sophia Medina's singles match after we get our next break.
Yeah, I think that one's probably the next closest to be done. Court 2 and 4 started before 1 and 3, so the assumption is that they'll finish before 1 and 3.
Oh, okay. It's hard for me to stop commenting.
Yeah, Eric's paying attention to courts that we're not filming, so he's reacting to things that are happening off camera. So
folks.
If you hear him go, ooh, but nothing is happening on your camera, that's because he's watching a different court.
Yes.
So Price with a serve here to Contreras.
Ooh, I did it again.
Did it again as Price puts that one into the net. Avery gets the serve back. I'm going to have to get you some blinders, Eric.
I think so. Wilbur.
Avery with the serve.
I think 2% of our audience got that.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if you got that one.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm a Mr. Ed guy.
Said no one ever.
Yeah, right. That shot is out. Now Contreras and Price going back and forth here.
Yeah, that one does seem to be a little bit of a battle over there.
Nice drop shot by Contreras. Puts this one towards the back line, but just out. And I think that's going to do it. I believe that's going to be the first loss for West Aurora here as Avery Contreras put that one long and they tapped rackets. So I believe we are done on court number 4. As I believe Price defeated Avery Contreras. So let's switch over to court number 2 now, which is Sophia Medina against Vidales. And I will tell you that on court number 1, Holly Byrne and Craven have just finished their first set as they're switching sides, and Holly is waving her arm in the air for Coach Reimars. We'll see if she gets the fist bump.
Well, for the first set, I don't know, they do that?
She might fist bump.
We'll see.
Ooh, as that return by Medina almost gets the backhand over the net, but be a point there for Vidales. Little drop shot backhand. And I couldn't tell that look. It's going to stay. I was going to say that stayed in. It looked like it caught that back line, but.
Good job by Sophia Medina to get Vidales on the run there.
As Vidales puts the return serve into the ground. So another point for Sophia. Nice return by Medina as she slams that one down for another point. So that's 3 straight here for Sofia. So we're down to our final 3 matches. Sofia Medina against Vidales here on court number 2, the 7 matchup. On court number 1, we have the number 3 matchup, Holly Byrne against Craven. And then on court 3, Tessa Wallace against Williams in the number 2 matchup.
What a rally here.
That's a really good one. And that's a nice shot
point
by Vidales as she twisted that racket just to the right a little bit and was able to drop that one in just over the net.
You got to hydrate when you're calling these games, Aaron.
You know, let me put the mic back in front of my mouth. You know, it's not so much like, and then that's why I've got green tea. I've learned, you know, it's tea and water. It's, you don't want to bring coffee. You don't want to bring soda. It's tea and water to keep that. You know, these guys are running around, they're exercising. Yeah. I'm exercising my vocal cords here this afternoon. So it's tea and water that I need.
Ooh.
Nice. 2 nice drop shots. It was a nice save by Medina.
And that was like real close to the net. Looks like they're questioning the long-term viability of that particular shuttlecock.
Yeah, it looks like Sofia is taking a close look at it.
Maybe we got 1 or 2 more strokes out of it.
It's got a couple of rallies left in it.
And it was a missed serve.
Yep. The serve has to go to the side of the court that the player is on. So Vidales was on the left side of the court. Sofia Medina hit the shuttle to the right side of the court, so it becomes an out of bounds or illegal serve, I guess.
That one lands drops
in. Yep. It's a nice shot by Vidales.
Another one dropped in.
Yeah. No, that one went long. No, that one was on the wrong side. It was on the wrong side. Yeah, landed on the wrong side again. And you got that gray line down the center there.
Yeah.
So Sofia was on the left-hand side, so the shuttle needed to be on that side, and it wasn't. So Vidales puts that one into the nets. There's another point for Sofia.
While we're looking at that, over on court 3, Tessa Wallace and Williams, it looks like they've already moved to set 2.
Yep.
As is the pairing with Holly Byrne and Craven.
Yep. So all 3 matches, I believe, are in their second set right now.
Yep.
Obviously, Sofia, Medina, and Vidales are probably closer to the end of set number 2 than the beginning, but we'll stay here with Sofia Medina and Vidales until the end of this set, and then we'll switch to probably Holly Byrne down on court number 1. Vidales set that one up nicely with that backhand, had Medina on the run over to the right, and put that return shot into the far left corner. Drop shot not able to get it over the net. So it's going to be a point for Vidales.
Yeah, she had the right idea. She just couldn't execute the drop.
Yep, she had Vidales down here on the back line and just couldn't get the drop shot in over the net. And that's what you're looking for. And it's at the end of the match. I believe that's the end of the match as they tapped rackets. So I believe that's going to be a victory for Sofia Medina on court number 2. So if my math is right, that's 11 victories and 1 loss for the Blackhawks so far. We're going to switch over to court 2 or court 1 now for Holly Byrne and Craven. Holly with that hard backhand sends it deep and just hammers that one home. Again, she set up Craven nicely, put that backhand into the far left corner of the court, forcing Craven to run to her left, and then hammered the forehand to the right corner, not giving Craven anywhere to go. Another hard shot by Byrne. Another point there for Holly. So we're down to our final 2 matches. Holly Byrne and Craven on court 1, Tessa Wallace and Williams on court 3. It has been a dominating performance by the Blackhawks badminton team here this afternoon. They won all 5 doubles matches, only 2 of them going to 3 sets, and then they won the first 5 completed singles matches. I believe they have lost 1 match so far, but we'll get confirmation here when this is all said and done.
Remember which match we thought that was in? Was that the Sanchez Sunday one, or I forget?
The loss?
Yeah.
I believe it was Avery Contreras against Price.
Okay.
I believe that's the
Yeah,
one
I think
that
so.
was the
Over
loss.
on court 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Contreras put the last shot into the net, and then they tapped rackets.
Right,
So that would
that's right.
tell me that Price won that one.
You don't know that.
I don't know. I don't know what I don't know when it comes to badminton, for sure. Service here for Craven. That one comes in. That game went over the net. See, that looked like it went under the net there, but no, that made it over. A perfect drop shot for Craven. Nice save by Holly. Another good drop shot by Craven. And you're right, Eric. It's all about getting your opponent moving side to side or front to back.
Yep.
Doesn't matter which one it is, but you want them moving either left to right or front to back. And if you can get them running in one direction or the other, you put yourself in pretty good shape, as Holly was able to get that shot in down the left line. So she gets the serve here. Tries the drop shot. That one is going to go
in.
Yep, that one is going to be in. You heard Holly say, nice shot. That one really, it kind of hit its apex and then fell straight down on that back line.
Like a lawn dart.
Exactly. This is a whole lot safer than a lawn dart, though.
Oh, yeah.
That one is out.
Hard to believe we got 2 lawn dart references in one match.
In one match. But, I mean, badminton, lawn darts, those are both outdoor summer style events. So it makes sense.
That one,
I think that one went, from where Holly's standing, that would lead me to believe that she's going to be serving again. That one stayed in. Yeah, and I'm really amazed at the level of, I just saw a piece of the shuttle fly off as Holly served that. It just distracted me there. She misses the return there. The level of I guess, professionalism that these guys are showing by calling these things down the middle, because it's always in the back of your mind. If it's close, you want to be able to call it for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, but to be able to call it fairly without somebody judging you, I mean, that, especially for a high school student, that says a lot about the type of kids that these girls are.
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably just part and parcel of the sport too. You just have to self-regulate. And
I know if it was me, if it's close, I'm calling it my way, man. You know, I don't know what to tell you.
Aaron, one way, Shallon.
Right. Nice save there by Holly. Good reaction time, gets the point there, as Craven not able to return it. Testing out the shuttle to see how many serves it has left in it. I never really realized that these things fall apart like they do. Yeah. So now, like, I'm seeing pieces come off it as they're having their rallies. Oh, there you go. That's a nice hammer there. As again, she had Craven running forward and to her left, and she put that spike down on the right-hand side. So she's got to be maybe closing in on the end of the second set here, as Holly looks, she puts that one into the net. Looks pretty good here in set number 2.
That counts.
I think we may be done here on court number 3.
Wow.
As I believe Tessa Wallace just dropped that match to Williams. And I believe that match is over down there, as they tapped rackets. So I believe we're down to the final match here, Holly Byrne and Craven. So when this match is over, Eric will head down and try to get us some scores before everybody scampers off. I don't know, I've had fun today. This has been a fun event. It's you really don't know what you're going to get the first time you do something like this, but I've enjoyed it. I feel like we've been able to add a little bit of flavor to a broadcast that most people wouldn't think to do, I guess.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is both of us are here for this match. You know, it's just me solo the first time and kind of learning the ins and outs of the sports and not having the ability to run down and get clarification. So I think having the both of us here and then just having a match underneath my belt, combination of those things, I've enjoyed this broadcast.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
So we are down to the final match, as it looks like Tessa Wallace did lose to Williams. So I believe that's going to be 2 losses for West today. And if Holly is able to finish this match off, I believe that'll be a 13-2 victory or match victory for the Blackhawks here this afternoon. They swept all 5 doubles matches.
1918, did she say? I know that's wrong. I mean, I know whatever I think she said
isn't what she said.
Right.
Yeah. So we know it's not 19-18. Right.
We'll find out.
No, she said 2018. Okay. You were right. Okay. I heard her.
This is set point.
This is match point. I believe, assuming she won the first set. And that is it. So so Holly Byrne does win the final match here, 21-18. So we're gonna pause. Well, I'm not gonna pause. Eric's gonna pause. He's gonna run down and get us some final scores as I try to wrap us up here from West Aurora. So just a quick recap on what we know happened in the doubles matches. The number 1 pairing of Tessa Wallace and Holly Byrne defeated Williams and Craven in 3 sets. They lost their first set 25-23. They then won set number 2, 22-20, and then dominated set number 3, 21-9. The number 2 doubles team of Lilia and Sophia Medina defeated Sebring and Collins in straight sets 21-5 and 21-13. The number 3 doubles pairing of Samantha Einseidel and Sarah Ochoa Sanchez defeated Consalvo and Sunday in straight sets 21-11 and 21-12. The number 4 doubles matchup, Avery Contreras and Giselle Coral defeated Price and Vidales in 3 sets. They lost the first set 23-21, then bounced back to win 21-18 and 21-10 in set number 3. And then the number 5 doubles team, Jen Castillo and Kaylee Wallace defeated Fear and Gall in straight sets 21-8, 21-17. In singles matchup, starting with the number 10 matchup, Jen Castillo defeated Fier in straight sets 21-14, 21-14. The number 9 matchup, which was Giselle Coral and Sebring, went to West Aurora in straight sets 21-12, 21-12. The number 8 matchup, Sarah Ochoa Sanchez defeated Sunday in straight sets 21-18 at 21-11. We're still waiting on the number 7 matchup between Sophia Medina and Vidales. Lilia Medina defeated Collins in the number 6 matchup 21-12, 21-14. We're waiting on the number 5 matchup, Kaylee Wallace and Consalvo. Number 4 matchup in Contreras and Price. The number 3 matchup, Byrne and Craven, although we do know that Holly Byrne won that in 2 sets. We just don't know the score of the first set. Tessa Wallace, we're waiting on the score for that one in the number 2 matchup. And then the number 1 matchup, Samantha Einseidel, we know defeated Fabry. We just don't know the score of set number 3. My partner, Eric, is back. So let's start.
Let me know which ones you want.
Let's start with Sophia Medina and Vidales.
In singles, okay. That one went 2-1 in favor of Sophia Medina and West Aurora. First set, 21-17. She dropped the second set, 21-18, and won the third set, 21-17. That was one of only 2 singles matches that went the full 3 sets.
All right, let's take a look now at the number 5 matchup, Kaylee Wallace and Consalvo.
All right, in that one, that was a 2-0 victory for Kaylee Wallace and West Aurora, 21-14, 21-15.
21-14, 21-15. The number 4 matchup, which I believe is one of the few losses for West Aurora here this afternoon.
That's correct. That was a 2-0 victory for Joliet West against Price. And the first set score was 21-13, second set 21-19.
All right, so we know that Holly Byrne won the number 3 matchup. We know she won set number 2, 21-18. What was the score of match number 1?
21-17.
Okay. And then the last one, Tessa Wallace and Williams, I believe that was also a Joliet West victory.
It was. Williams won that one 2-0. The score was 21-10 in the first set, 21-15 in set 2.
All right. So overall, a very, very good showing by West Aurora today as they finished with 13 victories and only 2 losses in singles matchups. So I had a lot of fun today, Eric. We had a bit of a delay there, like I said, about an hour and 10-minute delay. But once we got started, I feel like this went smoothly, and it was fun to call. It was fun to be a part of. It was fun to do a sport I hadn't done before.
Yeah, no, I've really enjoyed the 2 badminton matches that I've had an opportunity to call. The first one I did a week and a half ago solo, and then it's definitely better when the both of us are here to do these, because you can fill in the action, you can fill in the play-by-play, and help each other out in terms of getting stats and spots and all that. But badminton, this is an enjoyable sport to broadcast, and we hope everyone was able to watch it live, or if they watch it on a replay, or the video we sent out to the coach for the team, we hope you enjoy our broadcast.
Yeah. So as I've mentioned during the broadcast, I will be back Saturday morning for boys baseball. First pitch is scheduled at 10 a.m. Bundle up for that one. It is going to be cold Saturday morning.
Unless you watch from home.
Watch from home?
Yes.
Stay at home in your nice warm house with a cup of coffee and watch Jesus Mauricio and I bring you West Aurora baseball. So, any final thoughts, Eric? I mean, we had fun today. It was, a good couple hours. Once we got the ball rolling, everything started a little bit late, but overall it was a good experience. I had a lot of fun, and I will see if we can get another one of these in before the end of the year. I would like to do that.
Yeah, no, definitely I would as well. We know we have a lot of baseball and softball on the schedule, but we'll try and sneak in some other sports as well because they deserve to get the exposure, and we're more than happy to bring it.
Absolutely. So once again, here from Gordon Kerkman Gymnasium, the Blackhawks, in a dominating performance on the badminton court, defeat Joliet West 13-2 in 15 matches. So for my partner, Eric Willowite, my name is Aaron Schellen. You have been watching West Aurora Badminton, brought to you by Stream Sports Midwest. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.